Well, let's go over to my next guest here because I'm fascinated to find out what he thinks about Farage versus Musk. He is former deputy leader of Reform UK, of course, sensationally, as they say in journalism, quit the party just before Christmas. Former deputy leader Ben Habib. Hello, Ben.
Good evening, Kevin. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
But is it a Happy New Year for Nigel Farage? Before we get into this, what I would say quite entertaining feud between him and Musk, I want to get your take on it. This, of course, has involved Jess Phillips, the Home Office Minister, who is now playing the victim, saying, oh, the things that Elon said about me on social media have caused me so much pain and anguish. I'm getting death threats and all that. And so she has hit back at Elon Musk. So here is Jess defending herself.
The things that he's saying are so ridiculous as to initially make me just go, what? But then you wake up with the realisation that that's millions of people that he has said that to. It's not great. And the thing that annoys me the most about it is that it takes up so much bandwidth of my time from a man who knows absolutely nothing about the subject he's talking about. I don't know what Elon Musk knows about it, but I don't know if it's happening on Mars.
Yeah, she doesn't know what he knows about it, but she just accused him of knowing nothing about it. Elon Musk, of course, on X, Twitter, formerly, said that Jess was responsible for genocide and rape. He also tweeted that the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, was complicit in the rape of the country. So there's a big row going on there. Before we get to that element of it, Elon Musk versus the Labour government. Elon Musk versus Nigel Farage. They're not getting on. In your estimation, how bad is this for Reform UK?
I don't know, is the frank and honest answer, Kevin. The dispute between Nigel and Musk, if I can call it a dispute, is around Tommy Robinson and whether Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner or not. And Elon Musk tweeted that Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner, and Nigel Farage basically said that he would go and explain to Elon Musk when he sees him that actually Tommy Robinson is rightfully incarcerated for contempt of court. And before the thing really got to a heightened stage, I did look up the case and examine exactly what had happened between Tommy Robinson and the judicial system. I don't know Tommy Robinson, just to say. I'm not an advocate for him, and neither am I going to throw him under a bus, because I've been in the political sphere for too long to take sides without really getting into the nitty-gritty of what has happened. I know how the media treat people. So I went to the case and had a look at it. And the case originally was a case for defamation brought by a boy called Jamal against Tommy Robinson, because Tommy Robinson did a film called Silenced, in which Jamal, who was a teenager, had a scrap with a white teenager whose name escapes me at the moment. And in that film, Tommy Robinson revealed that Jamal was not the innocent victim of racism at the hands of this white boy, but that actually Jamal was a slightly difficult character himself. And through the civil action that took place, Tommy Robinson was injuncted against showing that film again. And then in the July Unite the Kingdom March, he did show the film. Yeah. And he breached his injunction. And then this is where I think Elon Musk is 100% right and Nigel is 100% wrong. The Attorney General, and the Attorney General, just to remind people who are watching, listening, is a politically appointed figure. He's a Labour Party appointee. The Attorney General decided that this was a matter of national public interest, that it reached the bar required for his intervention, and he decided that he would turn the civil case which typically, just to remind people as well, is determined with penalties and or compensation being paid, he would turn that into a criminal case and bring a contempt of court charge against Tommy Robinson. He took it out of the civil sphere and made it a criminal action. And it was a political individual that did that. So to all intents and purposes, it was a politically motivated case brought against Tommy Robinson. It then went to court, and instead of rapping Tommy Robinson on the knuckles, issuing him with a fine, or maybe requiring him to do community service, Tommy Robinson was sent to jail. Again, a very high-handed response to what had happened. And so, as far as I'm concerned, Elon Musk is 100% right. Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner because it was a politician who brought the case against him. It wasn't, and through a civil action, one which typically ends with someone being fined or a penalty being paid. And Nigel is wrong. Nigel is wrong to say that this is a genuine contempt of court case, because as you and I know, we live in a system, and where Nigel knows, we live in a system of two-tier justice, two-tier criminal justice, two-tier policing. Reform UK has repeatedly been banging that drum, as have I. And so I think we've got to take Tommy Robinson out of this. This isn't about Tommy Robinson. It's about the way our criminal justice system has been hijacked. Yeah. And Elon is right. Sorry, Kevin, I've gone on length. No, but
I agree with you. There's a very strong case for, at the very least, saying that Tommy Robinson is in jail for political reasons, and that his punishment is disproportionate with his crime.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about that. But I think what is awkward for Nigel Farage and Richard Tice and the Reform UK party is this: like it or lump it, there are a lot of people in Reform UK who have a lot of time for Tommy Robinson. By just sort of dismissing him as a low-down crook, which is what Nigel Farage did, I think he's alienating a lot of his own supporters. Now, I'm not necessarily having a go at Nigel for what he said. I take a very neutral line on Tommy Robinson.
As do I.
So I'm not necessarily having a go at Nigel, but what I'm saying is that when he goes on TV and says this man is a low-down crook, he's in jail because he broke our laws, he sounds uncannily like Keir Starmer or Kemi Badenoch. In other words, the kind of mainstream Westminster politician that Reform UK supporters do not want. That's his problem, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'd add two things to that, if I may say, Kevin. And I completely endorse what you say, but I want to add two things to that. Richard Tice went on GB News with Camilla Tominey, and he's repeated it since, saying that Reform UK will have nothing to do with that lot being anyone who supports Tommy Robinson. Now, you may not like that lot, but that lot, as far as I'm aware, are law-abiding British citizens. Why would you, as a political party, disavow a whole section of society that might vote for you? I think that is absolutely wrong.
That's the problem, Ben. That's exactly it. You've hit the nail right on the head. That by rather aggressively dismissing Tommy Robinson, Nigel Farage and Richard Tice have alienated a lot of their own supporters.
Yeah.
And we're going to go on.
Yeah, sorry.
Do you want to make a quick point? Because we're going to break. But
yeah, very quickly. Nigel Farage was on LBC this morning saying that Tommy Robinson was guilty of having committed violence against women. And as far as I'm aware, there is no evidence that whatever Tommy Robinson has done, and he said he's got a charge sheet as long as your arm, which he may have, as far as I'm aware, he's committed no violence against women. And Tommy Robinson's wife then had to, or ex-wife, tweeted on his account saying, Tommy Robinson has never been violent against me or any other women as far as I'm concerned, and that it's caused our family and our children huge damage. It's like, why is Nigel doing that? Why is he chucking these slurs around that you would expect from mainstream media, from people who wish to denounce the side of the debate which champions, as Robert Jenrick's been championing, the arguments against grooming gangs? For goodness sake.
Yeah.
You know, why do that?
I think that Elon Musk has unwittingly steered Reform UK into very, very awkward territory. The one thing I will say about Elon Musk, one of his tweets, I don't think any of us could disagree with, when he called Ed Davey, the Lib Dem leader, a snivelling cretin. He got that exactly right. Listen, we better go to break.
He underdid it. He underdid it. He's much worse than a snivelling cretin.